Good evening and welcome to another edition of Beat the Number, NBA style, NBA edition. My name is Abby. I'm just here this evening to discuss with you four NBA games coming up here Tuesday night on Tuesday night slate as we try to beat the number for the point spread and the over-unders and the totals. So we want to get ahead of the markets. So we have another edition of this Beat the Number. And we're going to start off with the first of four games. The first game is the Lakers at Philadelphia. This game is -4 LA. Total 219 and 219. Right now, the number is it's coming down to 3.5. Total is at 218.5, going to 219. So it's on the move pretty quickly. As you know, the Lakers played last night. They played the Charlotte Hornets. They won by 5 points. So this is a second of a back-to-back. Philly had a day off. They had a bit of rest. So they're just waiting for the Lakers to come into town in Philly. If you want to know where we were getting this information from, in the oddslogic.com. All the latest updated news for the latest point spreads, over-unders, totals, and the injury reports. That's oddslogic.com. Speaking of injury report, we're going to check that right now, get an update on the situation with the Lakers and the 76ers. First off, on the Philly side for the 76ers. Caleb Martin, groin injury. He's ruled out tomorrow for tomorrow's game. Andre Drummond, ruled out. Paul George. So Andre Drummond has a toe injury, so he's out. Paul George has a finger injury. He's downgraded to out. He's not playing tomorrow against the Lakers. Jared McCain out indefinitely. Joel Embiid out indefinitely. For the Lakers, the LA Lakers, let's see here. Gabe Vincent, questionable tomorrow with a knee injury for the Lakers. Rui Hachimura, calf injury, questionable tomorrow. Christian Wood, knee is out indefinitely. My guess is since the Lakers have played back-to-back, I'm guessing that one or two players might sit out tomorrow. So we have to be very cautious about that. And I do have a pick for this game as well at the same time. Now we're going to get to the last few games between these two teams. We're going to get to that now with the Lakers and Philadelphia. So, Lakers, the last game they played November 8th. Early in the season, this was the first meeting in LA. Lakers were a 7.5 point favorites. The Lakers covered easily, 116-106, and covered the 7.5. The total at that time was 223.5, and it went under the total 223. Right now, the Lakers are 6-4 the last 10 games, 5-4 against the spread, 5-5 to the over/under. Lakers have won 4 straight games. They're getting hot at the right time. They've covered 3 of the last 4 games, and they covered 5. So it was a push. So we call it a cover, but it was a push. They covered right on 5 points, and last 5 games, 2-3 to the under. Philadelphia last 10 games, 3-7 against 3-7 the last 10, 2-8 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. 2-3 Philadelphia last 5. Philadelphia last 5. 6-4 over. 6-4 to the over last 10 games, 2-3 the last 5 games, and 3-2 to the over. So this game here, I have 2 plays on this game. I know the line's coming down to 3.5. I'm guessing one or two players might sit out tomorrow, like I said, on a back-to-back. But I still like the Lakers here to win the game. Philly's won 2 straight games. I like him here still. I still like him on the money line. Lakers on the money line. I like that no matter what. I'm going to play the money line on this game. And for the total, I like the under 219.5. Let's see where it's at now. Let's see what we mentioned here. It's actually coming down, like I mentioned, 218.5 now. We're seeing 217. So it's going in the right direction. The number's moving in the right direction. So it's come down from 219. It's about 218, 217. So definitely like the under in this game. Keep in mind that the Lakers, like we mentioned, let's see. So the Lakers are 1-4 to the under on 0 nights rest. On no rest, they're 1-4 to the under. Both teams play at a very slow tempo. And when it's a very slow tempo, this leads to a lot of unders in this game. So LA is 10-11-1 to the under as a road team. Philly 9-10 to the under at home. So, like I said, I believe someone's going to sit out tomorrow. 1 or 2 players might sit out. We don't know who yet. But I feel that this game's going to go under. That's because of that. I feel the under in this game. Now, right now, like I said, it's moving in the right direction. It was at 219. Now it's down to 218, 217, depending on where you shop. So I like the under, like I said, 218.5 under or 217.5 under. I like the under either way. So my advice to you, if you like the under, try and get the number as soon as you can. Get that early number to beat the markets. So I can see this going under the total. And Lakers money line. I think they win their 5th straight game, and they get it done tomorrow. Props, no props as of yet. As you know, it's a little bit early. We'll dive into the props tomorrow on the next video. Next game, Milwaukee at Portland. Milwaukee, a 6.5 point favorite, total 231. Right now, we are looking at still 231.5. Nothing's really moved. It's still 231. 232, 231.5. We saw one book has gone to FanDuel has it at 230 right now. It's at 230. But most of the books, the majority is 231.5. The spread's still the same 6.5. Nothing's really moved. We'll look at the injury reports. Remember, Milwaukee's on a back-to-back as well. They played last night and beat up Utah. So some players might sit out for that game. You never know. We'll find out tomorrow. As of now, Bobby Portis is questionable with he's questionable for personal reasons. He's questionable for tomorrow's game. AJ Green quad questionable as well. That's on the Milwaukee side. Portland side, for the Blazers, DeAndre Ayton knee questionable for tomorrow's game. Matisse Thybulle, his status, we'll check here now, I believe he's questionable as well. Thybulle's questionable, so no update there. Yeah, he's he's out indefinitely. Matisse Thybulle's out indefinitely. So that's it on the injury front for both teams. So look at this in a little bit more detail, this game. So the last 10 games with the Milwaukee, Portland, they did play a few weeks ago, like about 3 weeks ago. They played 3 weeks ago in Milwaukee on January 4th. The Bucks were 11.5 point favorites. The total at that time was 228 right now. So Portland covered and won 105-102. And it went under the total. So overall head-to-head, 7-3. Milwaukee has the edge. 5-4-1 against the spread. 3-7 to the under. So they played the last 4 games under the total. This series has been an under series. So right now, Milwaukee against other opposition, 8-2 last 10, 7-3 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. Bucks have won. They're 4-1 in their last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over last 5. Portland, 4-6 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 4-5-1 to the under. Portland, 4-1 the last 5 games. 1-3-1 to the under last 5. Portland's covered as an underdog. They have covered 5 straight games. That's impressive. 5 straight covers for Portland as an underdog. 3 of those covers were on the road, at Miami, at Orlando, at Charlotte. They covered at home against Chicago as an underdog and went outright. And they lost to OKC, but they covered the 13.5. So Chauncey Billups and the Portland Trailblazers are they're playing hard. They're playing very hard. I'm very impressed by that. Very impressed. And you see the number is at, as we checked here, 6.5. And it's come down to 5.5. Well, I believe Portland's catching Milwaukee at a good time. I know this is a revenge spot for Milwaukee after that loss. They lost to these guys before in Milwaukee. But Dame Dalla is coming back to Portland. So you want to get some Dame Dalla, Damian Lillard props, over in points. You know he wants to put on a show against his former team. With that being said, I got to take Portland in the points. I got to go with the Blazers in the points. Portland's been covering. They're a covering machine right now. They're red hot. 5 straight covers, Portland. They've covered this number 5. They've covered 5 straight games. Impressive. 5 straight covers. I gotta go with the Blazers here. I gotta take Portland. Even at 5.5, I'm taking Portland. I gotta take the Blazers. They're red hot. They're covering spreads left, right, and center. I like Portland here. Plus the 5.5. It's come down, and it's come down for good reason, like I said, because Milwaukee's on a back-to-back. We're getting some books are getting 5.5 as we speak right now. I'm seeing 2 sports books coming down to 5.5. I can see why. I like Portland here, plus 5.5. I love them here. This is a beautiful spot. If you like the Blazers like myself, you try to get that number as quickly as possible in the morning, because the number is going to be moving throughout the day. I'm suspecting that on a back-to-back, one of these players might sit out. I don't know who. I don't think Dame's going to sit out, though. I think Dame's going to play. Damian Lillard is going to play. He's definitely not going to sit out. No way he sits out. But somebody else is going to sit out for Milwaukee. I don't know who it's going to be. But I would go for Damon and over on his points. Whatever the points are, I bet the over. He's going to put on a show in Portland tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. So Damian Lillard over in points. Portland, though, however, +6, +5.5. Just take Portland to cover this number. They're playing very well. I like him here. Next game, and for the total, I don't have any opinion on the total. I just like the side here, and that's it. Next game, Utah at Golden State. Golden State 10.5 point favorites, total 227. Right now, this number is at 229. It's moving up. Utah played last night. Lost to Milwaukee badly. So I can see why it's moving up. I have a play on this game as well. But we're going to look at the injury report first. Golden State. Draymond Green, calf injury, out indefinitely. Jonathan Kuminga, ankle injury, out indefinitely. On the Utah side for the Jazz. Walker Kessler, shoulder injury, questionable for the Golden State game. John Collins, sick with illness, questionable for tomorrow's game as well. So the Utah Golden State game, we'll look into this further. Let's see here, the Jazz. Utah Jazz. So this is the second meeting. They played the first time at the beginning of the season, October 25th last year in Utah. Golden State was a 6.5 point favorite in Utah. The total was 234.5. Warriors won 127-86, covered easily as a 6.5-point favorite. It went under the total, 234.5. Last 10 games, Utah against other opponents, 1-9, 6-4 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Jazz have lost 6 straight games, and they are 3-2 to the over. Golden State, 4-6 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5. Warriors, 2-3, 4-1 to the over. This is a get-right spot here for Golden State. They're catching Utah at a good time. I know they have OKC next. They play them. Actually, they play them on Wednesday. So this is. I know this is a look ahead. This might be a look ahead spot. I can't argue that. They have OKC coming to their building. So, the way I can play this game, I can look at. There are 2 ways I'm going to play this game. I like over. I like the total over. Let's see. I had it here. Over 220. Let me see. Let me get the proper number here. Hold on. I like over 229.5. Remember, Utah's on a back-to-back, so I don't see him with. I don't see him with fresh legs tomorrow in this game. So there's going to be no defense whatsoever. Golden State will do what they want to do, and the Warriors, like I said, they've hit this over 5 in the last 6 games. Defense is 29th in the league, Utah. As we know, they're terrible. And 16-9 to the over, 3-2 to the over. I can see this being a track meeting for sure. And I like the over here, 229, and it's gone up for good reason. So I like the spot here, over 229.5. I like the spot here. I like it here. And I like Golden State in the first half. The first half number has not come out. But I like the Warriors in the first half to cover Utah. I see that because they have OKC. The Thunder are coming to town the following day. So I like to see them cover early. Jump out early, get that nice lead, and then coast in the second half. So that's my take on that game. So just wait. I would wait till I would wait until the next morning. You should get a first half number. I'm gonna guess it's about 7.5. If I had to guess what the number is for the first half, it's up to the lines right now is up to 11.5. We've seen some 11s as well. Yeah, I would guess. 6.5, 7.5, around there, somewhere around there. And I would take the first half Utah. I'm sorry, first half Golden State. I like that angle. Next game, the last game we're going to discuss. The last game will be Houston at Atlanta. So, Houston, 5.5-point favorites in Atlanta. Total 228. Right now we're looking at 6s across the board, Houston. Houston coming off a big win in Boston. So they're on a back-to-back. A lot of teams playing back-to-backs. This is interesting. Look at injury report first for Houston. The Rockets. Jalen Green, hit injury. Let's see to get status on this one. He did play, but he had a head injury, but he did play last night. So he's still good to go for tomorrow. But we'll see. So far so good for Jalen Green. Jabari Smith, head injury, out indefinitely. For the Atlanta Hawks, I believe Trae Young is still out. Actually, Trae Young now is questionable for tomorrow's game. So we're not sure if he's going to play or not. We'll see. Larry Nance Jr. questionable to play Tuesday as well. Dyson Daniels questionable to play Tuesday versus Houston with an ankle injury. Jalen Johnson out indefinitely. So a lot of question marks in the Atlanta side. Looks like Houston's a fresher team. Let's look at the numbers here. This is on a back to back. This is interesting. Let's look here. This is the first meeting between these two teams. Houston 8-2 last 10, 7-2 against the spread, 7-2 and 1 to the over. The Rockets have won 3 straight games. Very impressive wins. Beat Cleveland twice in 48 hours on a home and home. Beat Boston in Boston. 2-1 to the over. 4-1 in the last 5 games. 3-2 to the over the last 5. This is impressive. Atlanta Hawks 4-6 last 10. 4-6 against the spread. 3-6-1 to the under. Hawks have lost 5 straight games. They lost twice to the lowly Raptors. Lost in Minnesota last night. So both of these teams are on a back-to-back. This is interesting. Hawks are 1-4 to the under. Yeah, the scoring's really gone down the toilet. Yeah. Let's see here. My take on this game, I got to go with the red hot Houston Rockets. -6. I got to take Houston minus 6. It's -6 right now. And it's getting to 6.5. So if you like Houston like myself, you got to take Houston at 6. Take them at -6 because 6.5. I wouldn't get to 6.5. Try and get at 6. Houston -6. I would grab that number. It's the only way to look. I know both teams are on a back-to-back. So I think Houston's the play. They're red hot right now. You got to keep riding that hot streak until it dies out. Houston for me -6. So try and get that number as quickly as possible. Get that number. Key number. So that's it. We are wrapped up. We've done all 4 games for the NBA tomorrow. Thank you for joining me on Beat the Number, NBA edition. Hope you catch those numbers tomorrow morning. When you look at this video, catch those numbers, bet them early, jump ahead of the market, get those numbers early. Until then, good luck to you guys. Hope you cash those tickets on those early numbers on the spreads and the over-unders. Whether you fade or follow, it's up to you. I just choose the games and choose to make the picks. And from what I see and what I observe, I make those picks. You don't have to. You can fade or follow. I hope you cash either way. I hope you cash your tickets. Good luck. Stay true to your stuff. Stay humble. Stay blessed. Peace. See you tomorrow.